Hi Christian, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
All good, thank you. So before we start our conversation, I'll just give a small introduction about myself and about Fiber. So I am Bhumika Kaurav and I'm working here at marketing in partnership at Fiber. And we have started a new initiative which is based on Mind Your Conversions channel by Fiber, where we have already made our 50 plus episodes based on our AI agents, Mac and Liv, and they are doing very well. But now we have to take another initiative which is based on taking an interview of the established marketers who are really doing well in their field. So you are the first guest to our channel, and on the behalf of our team, I'll just welcome you and thank you for joining us. So for your audience, can you just give a bit introduction about yourself and what are the things you are doing in the field of marketing?
Yep, of course. First off, my name is Christian, of course, and I work at an marketing agency here in Denmark, which I've been doing for half a year now. But I have experience as a Google Ads specialist for, I would say, it's about 3 years now, or something like that. Um, and what I mainly do is handling the Google Ads account for all the clients I have. But also I'm actually quite lucky for the position I'm having right now. I'm also allowed to generally evolve the business of the clients I work with. So if I see potential for improving their SEO or maybe adjust some things in their shipping prices or their prices of their products or whatever it might be, I'm free to tap into these areas as well. So that's something which is quite unique for a Google Ads specialist, which I'm really happy to be allowed to do.
Okay, that's nice. So, I just want to ask, what was the career path look like? Like, what is the hardest thing you have dealt in your career, and you felt that, yeah, that was a thing that you have faced, and it was very difficult to you. So, and it is a game-changing career path for your life.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question again? It was something with the sound.
Okay, so I just want to ask, what are the hardest thing you have dealt in your career, and like it is a turning point in your career that you felt like, yeah, this was a thing that changed your life, and this was a thing that the hardest part of your life.
Yeah, okay, it makes sense. Yeah. Um, it's actually quite easy for me to answer because I would say that it's actually believing myself. Because I believe the first 2 years, 2.5 years, actually, I was working in this field. I constantly didn't believe in my abilities to improve clients' Google Ads account or the business in general, even though that I could see the results were actually quite good. I still had some great disbeliefs in myself because I thought, well, I could do it better by doing X, Y, Z, something else, but how do I do it? And and then I would say that within the last half a year, I've really come to the terms of just trusting myself and trusting that what I do is actually the best way to do it. Well, probably not the best way, but the most efficient way of my within my field, if that makes sense.
Because the marketing, how it's evolving right now, na? So it is the work you are doing is the most wanted thing, or we can say the most important thing, like the marketer who are searching for it. I think you are doing really well. I saw your profile and I saw your work and all. So I think that was very good, and I think that was a great future for you as well, to work in that field. So I think that's really good. So if we talk about what are your thoughts on the post ad click experience? Like you are working as a Google ad specialist. So whenever you are juggling with anything or you are solving the problem of your client, so what your thoughts on the post ad experience? And like if you are seeing it, if you are making insights from it, so what you say like the overall ad campaign, what should it be about? Or what the impact it will be on the client's campaign?
Well, that's a great question because that's some of the things that have a huge impact, especially when you're aiming to drive some efficient campaigns. Because it's very easy to get a lot of clicks and get a lot of people into different kind of sites, but the most important thing is that you get the relevant people into the relevant site with the relevant actions to be able to perform the conversions. So it's really important to what happens after people click the conversion, because if you have no idea whether somebody click at a conversion and they just skip the page for after the first second, or if they might scroll around, but you can identify that they're not finding whatever they're looking for. For example, I use a lot of the Microsoft Clarity, so I can get a screenshots of how people react after they click the ad. And sometimes I can see, okay, they're scrolling around, they're going back and forth, and ultimately they're actually trying to find this page or the contact information, whatever it might be. But it's very crucial to identify what are the pains for the people who actually interact with your ad. So it's a very important subject.
Yeah, right. Like I just a small a sense of feeling that like people are so much engaged in focusing on the click, click, click before the customers are coming to their web page or their landing page, another anything. But how they are feeling after using their website or landing page is the most crucial thing, as we can say. Because if they will not feel that it was relevant, it was useful to them, so the experience they have with your landing page or your website is not sufficient to us to gain the insight that yeah, we the audience what they are wanting we are giving to them or we are just outperforming them. So I think that was one of the most important factor that everyone has to notice, like what was the experience. So I think that was a great point you have said to us. I think this will help many other people to learn that yeah, this is one of the most important thing.
Hopefully, and just because as I said in the beginning, it's really easy to get a lot of traffic to your site. Everybody can do that, but you
Right.
have to be a critic about what kind of traffic it is and
Yeah.
whether it's relevant, and you can identify that both before and after they click the ad.
Yeah, because traffic can come from any other thing. I'll just say
Mm.
when I'm just starting my career, so I was focusing on like traffic thing. But when I'm getting the insights and I am analyzing thing, then I'm getting the point that it is not important to focus on the traffic only, but the source of the traffic is more important, whether it will be useful or not. That is a
Absolutely.
must thing. Yeah, right. And let's just, if we talk about next topics like A/B testing, this is a much popular term in the marketing field right now. And like, what are your views on like, if can you share an example of like A/B testing of a landing page, whether it can be a significant improvement of any client or any conversion for your client?
Yeah, sure. Well, I have a really good example, which is not directly an A/B test, but just an actually an SEO initiative I made for one of my clients, which is one of the opportunities I get as well when I can identify their what's called their needs in SEO, but they might not be huge enough to get a new specialist, which is like SEO specialist on the topic, but it's more like a minor job. I can just do that myself. And that's something I did for one of my clients, which was a lead gen client that we're aiming to get basically get people who needed what's it called in English, needed to have caught in some specific kind of materials and stuff like that. It's kind of a niche market. And some of the things I identified at their current page was that they didn't have any forms of buttons where they like call to action buttons at the top of the page. So if they showed kind of their product and what they could do and what they could help you with, but there was nowhere that people could actually contact you. Only if you went to the top of the menu, there was a contact. You can click that, which is fine. But one of the things that told to them is that we have to put like these two CTAs at the top, just one for reaching out on email and one for reaching out on the phone, because that's how they get most of their clients. And so we implemented basically just these two buttons, and we added some new structure in Google Ads as well, and a little bit of the content on the page. but that ended up with an increase of conversion with, it was like 900 and something percent. It was like a massive increase,
Yeah.
but small adjustments basically.
What you are saying about A/B testing, I truly believe that, because a small change, what we are offering is like the option is much better can be from the option B. It's just all about the A/B testing. We are suggesting some offers that this is your initial page, which is example A, and this is the changes that what we are suggesting to you can be example B. Like you have said that they don't have CTAs and you have made a small changes, but I think the marketers and the new companies who are setting up in the field of marketing, I think they should try this, because we don't know whether a small change can fully change their website, or a small change can lead to 100 of conversions in just one go. So I think people are not taking that benefit of A/B testing right now, because you can really change your conversions in just a minute. I think that was the main importance of A/B testing in the marketing field right now.
Absolutely, especially when we talk these conversion rate optimization, because
Yeah,
in the
right.
specific field of Google Ads Specialist, you can do a huge variety of different kind of A/B tests. Some of them make sense, and some of them are like basically,
Yeah.
well, you can remove like these small,
My right. I'll
yeah.
agree. Same thing we are offering at fibrai. We are just giving them in just one go. We are can give them thousands of landing page in just one go, which can increase their 100x conversions. These are the like promises we are just saying to the people that you should try fibrai, and this can change your conversion in just a second, and you can see the things that are really important to you. You don't have the idea about it. So I hope people know about these things. So let's go on about the quality score. Like this is one of the most important things people focuses on, about the quality score of a landing page, quality score of a campaign performance. So do you think like what are the things people should focus on that, and what are the things people should do to improve their quality score?
Well, I think in specifically like in Google Ads context, it's very important to focus on the fact that if you focus any keywords which you know have a huge importance of your business, then you have to make sure that the ads that you, well, the landing page from the ads you send the people into, that the quality score are, I would say at least 6 or 7 or above.
So the
And yeah,
minimum, sorry to interrupt. So the minimum or the like a level to a best quality score can be 6 to 7.
yeah, well, I would say it depends, because is it some businesses have maybe like 5 or 6 keywords which is essential for their business, and then they sporadically try to test out 1 or 2 few keywords. And the new keywords, you don't have to make fully new landing pages with an optimization score of 10 before you test it. It would be ideal, but due to resources and priorities, you might not be able to do that. So in that case, you wouldn't need to have an optimization score of 6 to 7. And if one of the keywords you're testing already have like an what's it called, not a synonym, but relevance to some of
Right.
the other keywords, then it's again, it's like priorities are also have to be considered in this part. But ideally, you would have an score of 10 out of 10 for all of your keywords. But in most cases, people do not have the resources and time to do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I hope that makes
okay.
sense.
Yeah, sure, sure. So, like the technology is changing so much in the last 3 to 4 years we have seen. So, like, do you think any of the type of technology or a trend you are thinking that this can repeat or this can come in the nearby future in the field of marketing or Google Ads? Do you think any type of changes?
Uh, did you mean like if I see any kind of technologies which I would believe will disappear tomorrow, or what?
Any type of trend you like, any type of trend you are facing, or any type of thing that you are realizing that this can come in the nearby future in 3 to 4 years in the field of marketing technology or in your field of digital marketing, Google Ads specialist, is there any type of trend you can think that come in the near future?
Mm. Well, I would say if I didn't know of any of your services, I would say that it would be your service that would be dominating the market, especially the part of like creating these unique landing pages for
Yeah,
each unique keyword if you wanted to. And I believe that there will be some you might get some competitors along the way because I see a huge potential in it.
yeah, I think the future of conversion rate optimization CRO. So I think in the nearby future, from my point of view, I think people will get to know about these things which are not focusing them right now. But in the nearby future, I think people will start looking into it and start optimizing it. That it is one of the most key element for their future result. So I hope your words will come true. So I
Yeah,
think,
well, it's
yeah,
it's 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 also like with all the AI and all the technology we already see, it's kind of only the imagination who set the boundaries. I don't believe we can even imagine some of the things that we are able to do in like 5 or 10 years, maybe.
yeah,
So
right,
it's a difficult question to answer.
yeah. And like this is the industry which is very evolving right now, which is become a thing which can be changed in just a minute. A new trend can come and the new things can change, but these are the things which are really important that people should focus, like quality score, whether it could be the keywords, it could be the landing page, CTS. I think these are the most key element that people should start noticing at this point of time, because if you have to look good between five of the competitors, you should be different from them. This is the thing. So like we all have that one person who make a great influence in our life. So can you share about that person who made the changes in your career path and who is the like an inspirational person who really helped you to choose your career path and start from the scratch?
Sure. I would say that in my own personal physical, what's called environment, my dad has actually been a huge inspiration. Um, he's been doing Google Ads and SEO since the dawn of times, basically. He's been growing his own business with my mom as well, but he was in charge of the whole like digital presence of the company. So he has been a huge role in my success in this field. In the beginning, when I was young and he talked a lot about it, I was kind of like, when your dad talked to you, it's you're always assuming it's just boring stuff about his company. So I didn't pay attention to most of the things he said for the largest part of my life. But then when I actually kind of accidentally ended as an intern at an marketing agency and started working with this stuff, all the pieces came together of what he's been telling me all these years, and has been a great partner along the way to always be able to like answer all of my questions and how it was back in the days and how it's different now, and in a lot of ways how it's not different at all actually, because that's some of the quite interesting things in this market is that everybody say, oh, it's evolving so much, and you have to follow up every day to keep up, and that's kind of true because you have to follow like all the technologies and you have to understand all of the things that Google itself put out there for you to read and understand on how to optimized for the algorithms. But in my opinion, if you have the foundation and the fundamentals right, you're actually quite safe in terms of if you do understand the client or the company you're doing your advertising for, and talking mostly in Google Ads context right now. If you understand the company well, how you can scale it, and just the fundamentals of how to use Google Ads, and most importantly, connect these two, then you're on the right path. But with that being said, if you just looking at all of the technological involvements and how to use the tool in general, you of course you'll by time be set off by the competitors. But I strongly believe that by having these fundamentals in place, you're actually quite good, so to say.
Yeah, so I'll say you have the gold mine at your home, your dad.
You have, oh
You
yeah,
had a gold mine at your home, but you
I
didn't
did.
realize when you went out for your journey.
I
Okay,
did, and that's why I truly believe like the fundamentals are essential. And
right.
Google Ads have changed and are changing almost every minute. But but it in like the rough terms, it hadn't changed at all. It's just changed how you practically do it within the tool. But the strategies and how you have to use it are kind of the same. And I know that's kind of daring to say this because most people would probably not agree with me. But that's where I stand.
We have different type of opinion suggestions, so it's all good, not a big deal.
Okay, perfect. And I hope I don't offend anybody.
No, no. So, so just last question to you. I'll not bother you so much. So, like the
No
people who
problem.
are starting the career in digital marketing or Google Ads or any other field of marketing. So, do you want to give any tips or any suggestion to them which will help them to grow in this field?
Of course, I would say actually based on the conversation we just have, if you're able to somehow get a mentor in some kind of way, to try to do all you can to be able to have that. And then of course you have to trust that mentor, because if you get like say a very bad mentor, then you probably end up becoming very bad as well. But you have to be a critic about everything, of course. But try to utilize that as much as possible. And LinkedIn is a very good community to use. I've used it personally a lot for both getting some insights on how you could look at cases from like a different perspective than I have, but also to get a lot of insight of how what kind of tools you can use, different sheets. People are very open-minded about sharing all of their tools and all of their cases. So you can get quite a lot of insights there. But then most importantly, you have to utilize all of these learnings you can find on. I was about to say YouTube, but you have to be very careful about becoming a Google Ads specialist based off YouTube tutorials, because that's yeah, I would steer away from that and deep more into the people on LinkedIn. Find the right people on LinkedIn and hear what they have to say. So that I would say, and then as I mentioned, you have to try to utilize these things. So something I did, and I believe most people can do, hopefully, is to use their personal network to see if they have anybody in the network where they might be able to try out these things. They might have a friend, family members who have a small business and haven't done any Google Ads or any SoMe advertising or content for whatever it might be. Then try to utilize it and try out some of these tools, strategies.
Yeah. So one thing that I think you have said previously, clear your fundamentals. I think this can be one of the major tip to the youngsters who are stepping into the world of marketing. So I
Yeah,
think if they will clear their fundamentals, because the mind is the most powerful thing right now, other than any
absolutely,
chat GPT, other than AI, other than any AI and any other thing, any tool. If like people are starting to teach their mind how to use these things for their beneficial, I think they will clear their fundamentals, and that will really help them to grow in the marketing. So I think
absolutely,
that
yeah,
was the major point I would say that you have talked about previously. And about the LinkedIn, you have said, as I was also working and I was also seeing the LinkedIn like one of the most right now the gold mine for the people who are the marketing people, who are the other industry specialists, because you never know when you will talk to any industry specialist and you will get the points and insight that you will never get from the other people. So I think LinkedIn is the most important platform like people should start focusing on. I think,
Absolutely.
yeah, really.
You don't.
So
It's not like you have to make a lot of posts yourself or anything.
yeah,
You can just be, as we say in Denmark, like the fly on the wall. Just look about all the good insights you can get from other people's posts.
I think people should start engaging with the people they want to take as their mentor. They should start following that.
Yeah,
Yes, this type of content I want to grow with. Yeah, this type of learnings I want to adapt. I think people should start and making their profile as being a marketer should be strong, because their profile will reflect their position, that how their life is all about, and how is their experience all about in the marketing field. So I think this is one of the key elements that was a great advice to the people and the youngsters who are stepping. So that's really important you said.
thank you. Hopefully, some people can use it.
Okay, sure. So yeah, these conversations, I would say these conversation was really insightful. And as we wrapping up about our podcast, so I'll really thank you for joining us and be our first guest to our podcast channel from the team of Fiber and from myself also. Thank you for joining, and hope this will be a great initiative, and hope to grow us together, you and me both. So thank you for joining
Fingers
and
crossed.
giving your time and thoughts with us. Thank you.
No problem. And thank you as well for having me on the show. That was quite an experience. Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you.